Okay, welcome back to the Dublin Academy of Maths. Now my name is Michael. I'm doing series 2 episode 8, and it's Leaving Cert Ordinary Level Maths, and we're doing functions. This is your question. Find the local maximum, local minimum, and this is when okay, I'll get back to this question after this, but anyway, because this will explain in more detail what's happening. So we have a function here, A and B. Right now, this is a Leaving Cert question, very recent. I'm going to do A first. It says, given that this h of 0 is equal to 3 and h of 2 is equal to minus 5, find A and B. Right? So you just go with what you have. So you put in 0 for h of x, in for x, so it's A times 0, we've done this, plus B is equal to 3. B is equal to 3, A times 0 is 0. Okay, and then we put in this one here. Put in 2, h of 2. So we put in h of 2 is 2 times A, okay, remember, plus B, which is equal to 3, is all equal to minus 5. 2A plus 3 is equal to minus 5. 2A is equal to minus 8. A is equal to minus 4. Alright, so there are your two values. This is simultaneous equations. Sometimes you'll get numbers and you'll have to multiply one by a certain number so that the A's would cancel out. Do you understand? You might have a plus B here and you get, say, another A, and you get 2A is equal to 4, A is equal to 2, and then you would slot back in. We did these before, simultaneous equations, but this is another type of simultaneous equation. Okay, so that's the first part answered. That's just most basically a revision. We've done this before, and we've also done it in the algebra with quadratics in series 1. Anyway, getting to this question, it says use the graph to estimate x. Okay, so we're using this graph to estimate x. That's very important. Okay, x, for which f of x is equal to 0. For which, okay, there's the terminology, for which f of x is equal to 0. Well, where along this line is f of x equal to 0? Everywhere along this line f of x is equal to 0. But where are the solutions? Okay, those are the solutions. Right? Now how do we represent that? Well, we just say x is equal to, and we just do a set. Well, then you've got, where it's equal to 0, you got minus 2. Okay, you got 0, and you've got 3. Okay, so there's the solutions of that set. Now the solutions would be minus 2, if you were to write them in couple form, minus 2, 0, 0, 0, the midpoint, the origin, and then we have 3, 0. So there's plenty of ways you can show these, okay, the couples. Right, they're the couples, x and y couple, but it says the values of x, so we're only writing down the values of x. Next part, it says, find the values of x for which, okay, we'll look this out again, for which f of x, do you remember this? Okay, now what is this? Well, this is the derivative, and we remember we did the function, when we're trying to reduce the derivative, remember that we multiply by x power of m by its power. Okay, now what is this? That's the same as dy dx, which is when the slope is equal to 0. Okay, so the slope here, where it's equal to 0, is the minimum points and the maximum points. Do you get me? Okay, so this is this whole thing about finding the derivative first. Okay, and then, but they've given you the graph in this case, so you have to know previously that, you know, the minimum turning points and the maximum, or the maximum slope and the minimum slope are these points here. So you just read them from the graph, x first, and you write out the points, and it says find the values of x. So x would be at minus 1, x equal to minus 1, or 1, that looks like 1.5, yeah, 1.5. Okay, not really there, but if you have graph paper you will find it. So there's your sets, okay, that's your set. The whole concept here is this thing, right? Previous you would have to get it to find the slope of any line, you would use this formula. Okay, But we know that from previous examples that this is a slope as far as equal to 0. We're not going anywhere. It's the maximum point. Okay. Next part. Right. So it says the maximum turning point. Okay. So well, that's this. Next part 3. It says find the range of values of x. Estimate of x. I'm going to rewrite this. Range x range. For where f of the derivative of fx is less than 0. Well, what does that mean again? I.e. the slope is less than 0. Okay, up here now we have the slopes. This is where the slope is actually equal to 0. So that's dy dx, which is the same as f of x. The derivative of x is equal to 0. And it's the same here. Dy dx, or that's the way they're written, is equal to 0. Minimum turning point, maximum turning point, and it just says find the range of values where x is fx is less than the derivative is less than 0. Okay, well, this where it's less than 0 is starting to go down. Okay, and it's going down. That's the slope where it's going down. Okay, so there's those 2 points. Right, so. It's where does that point lie between? Well, it's the same as it lies between, and it's looking for the x value. So it's minus 1. I'm going to write out the point. Minus 1, 8, and it goes to 1.5 minus 8. Okay, so that's the slope. That's the couple. That's where it's going down. Okay, so it's going down this way because the slope. Remember, we talked about slopes are negative when you're going from left to right. There's the angle anyway. Angle is greater than 90 degrees. So the x values will be minus 1, 1.5. Okay, they're a set of those. Right, that's it really, you know. Let's go back to the question and see what. There's not much in this book. I really wanted to get you to understand the whole idea of local maximum, local minimum points. Now, this one here is roughly the same. It says, but this time you have to draw it out. Use your graph, find the coordinates of the local maximum and local minimum, using that x lies between, there's the domain, x lies between 0 and 4, so you'd make your graph using 0 and 4, or you, okay, so you have to draw the graph, find the coordinates of the local maximum, that's the top and bottom, okay, use your graph to estimate the range of values of x for which x is less than 3 and fx is greater than 0. That means where y is greater than 0. Okay? So you use your graph and you organize and you find out what the problem is. And remember, if you have a problem, you just email me at dublinacademy@gmail.com and I will delightfully send you an answer through the tablet. I'm going to get a tablet. I have a tablet, and the answers will go down the line to you. Only if you have paid up for series 2, which is functions. So thank you very much. To those questions.